War of 1812 Solitaire Pocket Travel Game by Worthington Publishing, Worthington Games. We're going to do a playthrough. I'm going to show you how to play this. I did a previous video with Pacific War 1942. I made some mistakes on here because, you know, as I'm talking and stuff, I end up forgetting where I'm at. I forget things that I just explained. It's tough to record these videos and do all the talking at the same time and try to remember everything you need to remember here. There's not a lot to remember, but, you know, little details here and there. So hopefully in this one, I won't make any mistakes. Even though on that previous video, the Pacific War 1942, it's enough for you to learn how to play the game. And basically, I'm going to do the same thing here. The rule book is it's very clear, in my opinion. Let's start with how you win. You win, there's an instant, well, this is how you lose, right? The game ends in two ways. Instant British victory, that if the British front markers occupy two American starting towns simultaneously after turn 4. Okay, these are the American towns here. We have Detroit, the Northwest Front. We have Fort Niagara here in the Niagara Front. We have the St. Lawrence Front, okay, Sackett's Harbor. And we got Plattsburgh in the Northeast Front. So if the British control two of these anytime after turn 4, the game ends immediately. And then otherwise, we go all the way to turn 20, and it's victory points. We add a 6 VP if Montreal is occupied by the Americans. Okay, so we got to get up there. Add 3 VP if York is occupied by the Americans. And add 1 VP for each town. You'll see how this works at the end of the playthrough with the points. Because then after that, you know, you look back here, you know, and if you got 10 or less, 11 to 16, 17 or more. So, oh, it says here, look, if the Americans occupy Montreal and York at the end of any game turn, they win an instant victory. So that's pretty good. I keep that in mind. I've played this once before, so, you know. We have the, these are the regulars that we can add as an action. We put it under whatever location we want, and that gives us a chance to re-roll the die, whether it's for attacking or defending. And once we use it, we put it back in the supply and we can bring it back in. Okay. Here we have the Northwest Warriors. They stay out, but if they come in, let me look at this again because the Northwest Warriors, they place a mark on the warrior when they are in play, which is right there. Until the warrior marker is removed, American attacks on towns on the Northwest Front are an additional -1 DRM. Now, I added additional because these are cumulative, right? So, so an additional -1. So, in just the Northwest Front, right? Did I read that right? Oh boy, I just don't want to make too many mistakes here. In the Northwest, yeah. So here, these locations here with this are fortified locations, right? So if we have the Northwest Warriors here and we're fighting in the Northwest Front in this location, it's -2 because, you know, -1 for the Warriors here and -1 for the enforced or, you know, location, okay? So here in Niagara, we have that same situation. We gotta fight here, but the warriors don't affect this area. So this is a -1 when we attack. This one as well in Kingston. So, you know, this one isn't over here. So we have a fight ahead of us here. Now, Lake Champlain is in British control. We have Lake Ontario is in British control, and we have Lake Erie in British control. We want to take these over because of the British actions up there, right? They're going to be pushing us back if we don't pay attention to that. And plus, we get points, right? If I'm not mistaken, if it's in British control, each of these lakes, or individually, it's 2 points each minus for us. And if we have control of them, then it's 1 point that we gain. So we have to pay attention to that. So anyway, let's begin. We began, well, let me just, here's my cat already. All right. In the last game, I literally grabbed her midair as she jumped onto the board. The sequence of play is we roll a die to determine how many RPs are available, right? So here they are here. One resource point, if it's 1 or 2, 3 or 4, it's 2, and 5 and 6 is 3. That's all we get. And then once we know that, we use our resource points and choose the action or actions to play and complete. So we do that first. And then we roll the die to determine the British bot action for the turn. And it's going to depend on whether we are on a odd or even turn up here. So anyway, let's begin. I'll go over maybe a couple of other things as we play. So how many? Okay, we start with 3 RPs. That's good. 3 resource points. Let me get the Northwest Warrior out of there. 3 RP points. Let's begin. Let's begin with the lakes. It would be nice if I could get 1, 2, 3. Boom, done. And how do we win these battles? A roll of 1, 2, and 3 is no effect. 4, 5, and 6, we gain control. So let's attack Lake Erie here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we took control of Lake Erie. That's a good roll. It's in American control now. Let's try Lake Ontario. Oh, getting excited here. And that's a fail. So let's try Lake Champlain. And that's a success. So that's our turn. And now let's see what the British are going to do. 3, and that's an odd turn, right? Because we are on turn 1. Says here, if the British control Lake Champlain, retreat the American northeast front marker 1 town. See, this is why important that we have control of these lakes. Otherwise, attack American ships on Lake Champlain. So we do have control. If we didn't have control, we'd have to retreat. Now, we are in the city here. Retreating means we would sit next to it while they take control of it. We can come back in. Okay, we can regain it. Okay, but we don't have to retreat because we have control. So they're going to attack us here. Let's see what happens. And they succeeded. Okay, it's back in British control. So now we go to turn 2. Let's see how many resource points we have. We have 2 resource points. I'm going to try to take Lake Champlain again for one of them. And I succeeded there. And now, because, we need to get to Montreal. It would be great if we could get to Montreal and York before round 20. We win. So let's push here and see what happens. That's for my 2nd resource point. Oh, getting excited. All right, and we rolled a 6. So obviously, where is it? Advanced results. 1 and 2 is no advance. 3, 4, 5, 6, attacker wins. There's no modifier here, right? But in here, there will be a modifier. It'll be -1 when we attack them there. So we do move forward 1. Those are our 2 resource points. Let's see what the British are going to do. 4, it's now an even turn, so let's look at 4. Well, that's all turns there. It says flip over 2 British front markers to regulars. Player's choice, if not flipped already. Yeah, I didn't tell you about this. What happens is when you flip this over, they get -1 if we attack them, an additional -1. Remember, it's cumulative. So they are in this enforced area here. Now, if I turn them over, it's going to be -2 to attack them. So I'm not sure because all three of these units are in, well, all four of them. So anyway, I'm going to have to turn two of them over. Let's do these two. That stinks. For us to turn these back, I'd have to beat them here, push them back, and then that means the British regulars go away, and this turns back around, right? But we have to beat them first, and that is going to be -2 DRM. So that's what they made us do, right? Flip over to player's choice. Okay, let's go to turn 3. Let's see how many resource points we have. Wow, we get 3 resource points. That's not bad. At some point I have to consider the regulars here because it gives me an additional die roll if things begin to get hairy. So I got 3. What am I going to do? Well, I should get control of Lake Ontario here, so I'm going to do that. That's from my first action. A 4 change is a win, so we managed. So we have control of all 3 lakes. For the other 2, I'm really going to try to push these guys here. It's going to be -2, but what can I do? I got to fight. So let's go at -2 right here. Nope, that would be a 1. That's no good. Let's try again here. And I failed twice. So now, wait a minute. Yeah, now we see what the British action is. And it's a 6 on an odd. Indians on the warpath. Put marker in northwest warrior box if not in play. So right here. The Indians are in play. Now, we can fight them here. Let's go to turn 4 and see how many resource points we have. Oh, we have 3 resource points. That's good. I'm going to have a hell of a time here because it'll be -3 in the northwest front, right? The -1 for the regulars, the enforced area here, -2, and the Northwest Warriors -3. So I need to get rid of this. I'm going to fight the Northwest Warriors. I have 3 resource points. My first one's going to be right here. I rolled a 5, so they're gone. So that's good. My second resource point is going to be to push here with a -2. Nope, did not succeed. Let's try over here because we've tried 3 times here. It didn't work. Let's try on the northwest front. It's also a -2 because they have the regulars, which is a -1 plus the -1 for the enforced area. And I rolled a 1, and that's a fail. So let's see what the British are going to do. I rolled a 5. 5 on an even turn. It says there, attack American ships on American-controlled lakes. Wow. So there's going to be a war here, a battle on all 3 lakes. That's not good. So let's start with Lake Erie. They fail in Lake Erie. Let's go to Lake Ontario. They fail there. And let's go to Lake Champlain. And that's a 2. They fail there too. So they failed everywhere, which is good. Turn 5. Remember, after turn 4, if they control 2 of our towns, it's over. So turn 5, let's see how many resource points. We have 3 resource points this turn. That's good. I'm going to keep trying to fight here in the Niagara front. Let's go with the -2. I rolled 3. No good. That's 1. Let's try one more. And that's another fail. Let's go to the northwest front. And that's a fail with a -2. It's tough. It's real tough. Let's see what the British are going to do. 2 on an odd turn. If the British control Lake Erie, retreat the American Northwest Front marker 1 town. Otherwise, attack. So they don't control. They don't control Lake Erie. So they're going to attack here. And they succeeded. So now this is under British control. Let's go to turn 6 and see how many resource points we have. All right, we have 3 again. We're getting a lot of resource points, but not doing a lot with it. I'm going to try to get control here in Lake Erie. I rolled a 2. That's a fail. I'm going to try again. Rolled a 3. That's a fail. Golly. Let's try again. 3rd time. And I failed all 3 times. That's no good. Let's see what the British are going to do. It's a 1 on an even turn. So it says here, defend Upper Canada, attack the American front marker on the northwest and Niagara fronts. So we're going to be attacked on both these fronts here. The game could be over right now. Okay? So they're going to attack us here, and they're going to attack us here. If they both get in, it's after turn 4, the game's over. So let's go on the Niagara front. They failed, thankfully. Let's go on the northwest front. And a 4 is, where is it? Is a success. So they pushed us out. That's not good. Had they won here as well, we would have been toast. So let's go to turn 7. We really have to fight there. How many resource points are we going to get? We're only getting 1 resource point. And what I'm going to do with this resource point, oh boy, I mean, this is under British control. I'm going to try to push here to regain the northwest front. -1. -1, that's a 2. There's no advance. Oh boy, that stinks. Let's see what the British are going to do. It's a 5 on an odd turn. A 5 on an odd turn says, if the British control Lake Ontario, retreat the American St. Lawrence. The British do not control Lake Ontario. We do. So otherwise, attack the American ship there, American ships. So we're being attacked here. 2, that's a fail, thankfully. So let's go to turn 8. Let's see how many resource points we get. 4, that's 2 resource points. We really have to focus on this here. We get 2 resource points. I'm hoping to go 1 and 2. Take Lake Erie over and be able to push them out of Detroit here. Let's try Detroit first. That's a 4 -1. So I did succeed here. I managed to push them back. So we regained control of Detroit. I'm sorry, I'm in ship battles. It's over here. Advanced results 1 and 2. So with a -1, that would have been a 3. That's good. So now let's go to Lake Erie. And that was a fail. Let's see what the British are going to do. A 5 on an even turn. Attack American ships on American-controlled lakes. So they're gonna attack us in Lake Ontario and Lake Champlain. Let's start in Ontario. That's a fail because they need a 4, 5, and 6. And let's go to Champlain. They failed there too, thankfully. So let's go to turn 9. Turn 9. How many resource points? Boy, 1 resource point. I'm going to go here on Lake Erie for my 1 resource point. And we succeed, thankfully. Now let's see what the British are going to do. There are 4 on an odd turn. Oh, that's all turns. It says flip over 2 British front markers to regulars if not flipped already. So 2 are flipped. Now we're going to have to flip these other 2. That's not good because that's just -1 for them. Well, in these fortified areas, it's -2 because it's cumulative, like I said. So that's not good. Let's go to turn 10. How many resource points? We get 3 this time. Boy, this battle's tough. 3 resource points. I just got to try to push. I'm going to have to try. -2 here, -2 here, -2 here, -2 here. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to push here in the northeast front. I'm going to push there. And with a -2, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I could have added a regular and do a reroll. But, you know, let's just try here. We have three tries. Let's go. That's a fail. That's 1 fail. I'm going to try again. Oh, success. That's good. Oh, and as soon as we push them back, they go back to being, the regulars go away and they go back to normal. So we got 1 more. I'm going to try to push here. I'm going to try to push right here with a -2. Let's see. Hopefully a good roll. Oh, that was a terrible roll. Okay, so we did not succeed. But we're pretty good here. So let's try, let's see what the British are going to do. They're doing a 1, which is an even turn. Attack the American front marker on the northwest and Niagara fronts. The northwest and the Niagara fronts. So again, the game could be over right here if they win both of these, right? So let's start on the northwest front. That's a 4. Oh boy. That's a 4. That's a success. They're in. If they win here, the game's over. Now on the Niagara front, let's see. Oh my God. Here we go. And that's a 3, which is also a success. So there you have it. We officially lost. I just want to double check something real quick. I don't think the main cities are fortified. I mean, all the instructions are right here. So I don't think the main cities are fortified. So it says here, instant British victory if British front markers occupy 2 American starting towns simultaneously after turn 4. We're in turn 10, and we just lost Detroit, and we just lost Fort Niagara. I just want to check if they had, you know, a -1 or something, and they're going into these main cities. I don't think so, because I have read this. Let's see. British front markers for the British body advance, moving American front army back 1 town. Attacks are fortified towns apply a -1, but the main towns aren't. Attacks on Montreal and York apply -2. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, I mean, you know, Fort Niagara here and Detroit are not fortified, so you know, there's no -1 when they attack us. Unless I missed something in these rules here, but we just lost. This is a brutal little game. Let's see here if I can find anything else. Yeah, that's it. I mean, let's check how many points we actually got, right? Even though it was an immediate loss. 6 VP, we did not have Montreal. No, we didn't have York. 1 VP for each town other than Montreal or York. We're starting American town. So we got like 2 points here because we moved 2 towns. That's it. I mean, and for each lake, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Oh, and deduct 2 VP for any American flag town occupied by the British. So how many points do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 4. So we got 1 point. Oh boy. Anyway, I know there's another great video playthrough out there of War of 1812, but I wanted to do one as well and just show you how to play. This is a tough little game here. I find this tougher than Pacific War 1942. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and see that one. that I did. But there you have it. That's essentially how to play. I don't see anything else I need to bring up. I mean, like I said earlier, you can use an action to add the regular, one of your resource points. All you do is, if we wanted to put it here under St. Lawrence, we would just put it under it, and then we use the die roll, either attacking or defending. And once we use it, it just comes back to the to our resource, and we could just do that. If we have the resource points, we can add these regulars in there for die rolls. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have, I should have fought the lakes and added these, because that would have given us a better chance. I was doing okay over here, headed to Montreal, but I mean, we lost both of these towns. I mean, we did manage to get the Northwest Warriors out of here once they came in. So anyway, it's a really cool little game. It's a tough one. And there you have it, War of 1812 Solitaire pocket travel game by Worthington Games. Go get one.